living in the aftermath of prostate cancer. Episode 5, the aftermath. What happens when the treatment's over? You went through the treatment and now it's time to rebuild, get back to life.
Welcome to the aftermath.
Like we always do about
Go
this
to the
time.
aftermath.
Let's get it.
Here we go.
Hello, I'm AJ Bendoff, and we're back. I want to talk about what happens after you've finished the treatment for prostate cancer. How's that been? Well, for me, it's been 340 days. Happily, I'm happy to say I'm about 98% back. I used the percentage 98 because I don't know if I'm mentally as strong as I was before prostate cancer. Let me explain. Before prostate cancer, I thought I was Superman, a guy walking around with a big S on his chest. Then came prostate cancer. It turned that big S on my chest into an M, meaning mortality. I don't know will I ever lose that. Once you've wrestled with this cancer, you won't be the same. Maybe I will years down the line, but right now, I value life. Life is precious. I realize that death isn't just a concept, something that's going to happen in the long term. Death is a day-to-day reality, along with health. For me, prostate cancer changed my total thought pattern. It changed from borderline narcissist to vulnerability. It changed me for the better. I went through a variety of things. Getting my strength back, feeling back to normal. Hadn't had many problems at all. Doctor prescribed me Flomax. I've only taken about 6 pills in a year, so I'm feeling pretty good. Getting back to normal. My PSA, first 3 months, from a 5.9, now it's down. First 3 months it was 1.35. The next 3 months was a 0.085. So the treatment seems to be successful. But there's the collateral damage along the way. And what I mean collateral damage is the stuff you put yourself through. There's nothing like when somebody tells you have cancer. I've been back in the gym, exercising. And why am I doing it then? I thought I was doing this podcast simply because it was therapy for me. Help me get my words out, my thoughts out. But I wasn't going to move forward with episode 5, the aftermath. I thought it was finished. Then recently I received a letter from a person telling me that your podcast is funny and informative, and it made me want to learn more. It made a really serious subject into something I can get with. That touched me, so I decided to do this podcast. I just want people to know there is life after prostate cancer. There is more enjoyment. It's only been a year for me, and I am so excited of the outlook. Again, I went through Proton, and I highly recommend it. I've done a couple of things with UF since then. I actually partnered with them and went to the American Legion and spoke with some veterans. Told them how serious this is and how to get checked. I want to be proactive. Also, I'm on the UF alumni team where people who find out they have prostate cancer want to talk to real patients. They call me. I must admit, they have called me and asked me, what do you think? It's just the real deal. Well, let me put it out there. It is real. It is 100. This is it. Stuff like incontinence, all that stuff didn't happen to me. Sexual function, maybe better than it was before. I have no negative, none whatsoever. I highly recommend go down there. It was scary, but I do want you to know it's real. And when I say it's real, it's a real lifesaver. Let me give you an example. About a week ago, my wife and I went bicycle riding. About 8-9 months ago, I told my wife I'd never ride a bike again because of my prostate. I didn't want it to hurt. If you remember back in episode 1, I talked about riding 5-6 miles and it was sore. I felt so good that I got back on that bike. And that was a milestone for me. That was big for me. It was a win. I've been running around shouting to the moon, know your PSA. It's a very uncomfortable subject. People don't like talking about it. We gotta do it though. We can't stick our head in the sand. As for me, I'm eating better. I'm working out 5 days a week. I'm making sure I'm getting tested. I'm scheduled to get tested again next week for my PSA status. I'm tracking. I'm a survivor. I guess it's hard for me to say that still to this day. I'm a survivor. I was introduced, I told you I did an event at the VFW with veterans, and the facilitator from UF introduced me as a cancer survivor. I didn't know how I felt. I didn't know how I felt about that. I felt some kind of way. But it's true, I am a cancer survivor. And I should be proud of it. I don't know, it just sounded different coming out of someone else's mouth. Let's make everybody a survivor. You gotta, let's do this, man. Wrapping this thing up, the oddest thing I found from the day of being diagnosed to this very second is the silence behind people who have been through prostate cancer. It's not anything to be ashamed of. Even when I was telling people, I felt like I had something to be ashamed of, and that was crazy to me. And a lot of people go through the whole treatment, the whole therapy, and never tell anybody and live their life and never go back. I had to come to the realization that I did nothing wrong here. I did what was right. I took on cancer, and I need to share this. And I challenge other people who fought this fight to share it. And if somebody happens to have blessed on you, that's their fault. You're saving lives. You're doing big things. And for me, again, I ain't doing that wrong. I did something right. I took care of myself, my family. You can do the same. Don't be a secret. Let the world know. If you're liking this podcast, feeling it, let me know. Write me a feedback, leave me a comment. Let me know, should I continue doing or should I stop? I just want to know, what do you think about it? Give me some feedback. Right. Again, this is AJ Bendall. This has been Prostate Cancer, my story. Thank you for listening and taking this journey with me. Let me leave you with this caveat, this disclosure, as you will. I'm not a doctor, just a black dude who went through the experience. If you're going through this, contact your doctor. Don't listen to me. I'm getting my advice, and it's just advice. It's not medical advice. It's just one dude sharing his experience and trying to share a little knowledge along the way. So contact your doctor.